Anyway, sign up, everybody. And when you sign up, you'll have an opportunity to hear more guests like this great man we're about to have on. Let me dial him up right now.
Hello.
We are back on the show.
You're back on the show.
Our guest here jumped the gun, but that's okay. We've got our buddy Rob from Jiu-Jitsu here on the line. And we've got him here for two very special reasons. Number one, he feels I threw him under the bus last time by having him do an MMA show, which he didn't care about. And number two, Rob is about to leave this country to go to Italy for like 4 years with the Navy. And I promised he could come on one more time before he left. And, Rob, what's going on?
It's about time you put me on the fucking radio again. I'm here with Justin, Angel, and Rich.
You're having so much more fun than we are.
Where are you
I know
at?
I'm having. Well, listen, because if I stop talking, that show dies.
Okay. Listen to that. He's got
and
his
yeah,
own
you did
laugh
throw
track.
me under the bus, you little son of a bitch, last time.
You brought his own peanut gallery.
I can't
That's
believe
awesome.
you've brought your own laugh track.
I didn't have a fucking place to stay for 3 days. All my friends, I asked around, hey, you mind if I spend spend a night at your house? Every one of them said yes, except you, Brian.
Now listen, Rob, of course, isn't telling the entire story here, which is that I said if you can't find somewhere to stay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, okay, and then when I went to go talk about it with you, you're out of the state.
Well, so you don't have a key? Were you just going to move in?
Well, you couldn't give me a key?
Are you going to go through a window?
You couldn't give me a key?
And I wasn't out of the state anyway.
I just want to point out,
you
Rob
want me
never
to tell
asked
the
me.
fans, my fans, about the trips to Oregon, when you would stop and get free cookies at every goddamn truck stop that we went to?
Rob's been saving
It's
this
true.
up for...
I could put Justin on the phone. He'll verify it.
Now, listen, you. Before we get any further here, and before we get out of control and I have to hang up on you on your last show here...
If you hang up on me, I'm driving your house. I'm kicking your ass.
Listen to this in the background.
It's the best show ever.
Rob, let's actually discuss something here. You're training. This is why your testosterone is so high.
Yeah.
You're training for the AAUs.
Yes.
A 32-year-old man going back to wrestling to try and win the AAUs here at the end.
Yes, I am. That's true.
Tell me about this.
Hey, I love you, Vinny. Yeah, that's true.
And by the way, Vinny noted that you never asked him to stay at his house like I advised you to do.
Well, he lives up in Puyallup. That's too freaking far from me.
It is about 90 minutes from your house.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Far.
Way
That's
too
far from me.
Sure.
Anyway, you want me to talk about my AAU tournament?
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm training for it. I'm in the process of training right now. And I'm in good shape, and I think I'm going to do really well. I think I'm going to achieve the All-American status once again.
Once again, so you've been an All-American in the past.
That was many years ago when I was in high school, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what age are these youngsters going to be that you're competing against?
Well, I'm in the Masters division now because I'm over 30. So I guess I'm competing in the senior citizen bracket.
So, so you're one of the youngsters then?
Yeah, I'm one of the youngsters, yeah.
I see.
Now let me ask you a question here. I was never an AAU wrestler, although in my own way I was quite great. But you're dieting down and running and such and losing weight for this tournament, trying to get into shape.
Yeah.
Now, would it make more sense to try to gain weight? Because I would think in that sort of tournament, when you're a guy over 30 that's like really heavy, chances are you're slow and unwieldy, and you would be easier to beat than a smaller man.
So what are you saying? I'm over 30 and I'm heavy? Is that
No,
what you're
I'm saying the other guys in the tournament that are over 30, like the 230-pounders or so, they're probably not going to be in the best shape. They're going to be a little flabby. So wouldn't those be easier men to defeat?
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends. Sometimes if you're a lighter person, you're a lot faster.
Yeah, true.
Against the bigger guys, and speed is power.
Yeah.
So if you can get there first, you can get the takedown, score all the points. Not to mention if you're in better shape and you can push the match to the later, to the third period, you got a better shot at beating those guys. Just because they're bigger, they usually run out of gas.
Now,
early.
when is the tournament?
Just like Tony.
That is true.
Tony is he a bigger guy?
Tony is carrying around a little extra weight these days.
Oh, he's carrying around a lot of weight, yeah.
Now, when is his tournament?
June 11th.
And are you going to email us this information?
I will email, and if you want, I can call in.
Really? Now you do know that June 11th is Justin's birthday, and June 12th is my birthday.
June 11th is Justin's birthday, and June 12th is your birthday. I know.
That's right. So if you...
I'm going to ask when his birthday is. Huh?
Ryan, when is his birthday?
His birthday's the day after yours.
Don't my ask when it is.
Of course.
He's asking you when your birthday is.
Justin sometimes is brain dead, but he knows the answer to this question.
He called you brain dead. Go ahead.
I didn't. No such thing. No, but so I guess I just did on the air, didn't
Is this
I?
a one-way speakerphone where we can hear them, they can't hear us?
Now, where are you at right now?
I'm at this place called Razzers. It's on 112.
So you've been drinking.
How you say it? Razzles.
You've been drinking already.
Have I been drinking? What are you, a cop? Yeah, I had a couple drinks, so what's the big deal? I'm over 21.
I figured there was a little bit of liquor in you. Now, when do you ship out?
No. When
do you ship out? Where are you going, and what are you going to do there?
Like I'm going to Italy. I can't really disclose what I'm going to be doing there, but yeah, I am going to Italy.
It's top secret.
No, it's not top secret. It's just something that I don't talk about on air. It's not for public consumption.
Now, why would that be?
Let's just put it this way. I'm going to Italy. As you know, I'm in the military. I'm transferring. Every 3 years we transfer, and I'm heading to Italy. And what I'll be doing there is whatever they need from me.
So basically, you don't know right now.
I have an idea, a roundabout idea. I'm in the military police business, so I have a roundabout idea.
Are you going to be hunting fascists?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
That went right over his head, or something.
No, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Go ahead.
You know Bruno's in Italy.
Yeah, Bruno Sammartino, yeah. And how come you don't have me on the show with him?
Well, we haven't had the opportunity yet.
I want to be on the show with Bruno.
And why is that?
Two legends, baby.
Two legends.
Yeah. Why don't you have me on the show with him?
Well, when we talk to Bruno next, we'll ask if he'd like Rob Farlow on the show with him.
Yeah. Well, you talk to Mr. Bruno Sammartino, and you tell him I'd like to be on the show with him.
Well, maybe
I'm a huge fan of his because I'm an Italian American as well.
You are, in fact.
Yeah.
You are. Now he's in Italy, so you might be able to find the statue of him, and perhaps he'll be posing by it.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Vinny, how you doing, man?
Oh, hanging in there.
Yeah, everything going good?
I guess as good as can be expected.
Yeah.
You know what that means.
Brian taking care of you?
What's that?
Brian taking care of you?
That would be a first.
I'm the only person taking care of Vince. I say this over and over again.
My sole source of it. Well, actually, right now I'm working on the football book a lot. So.
You working where?
On the football book a lot.
Football?
I write a football book every year, Rob.
What do you know about football?
Quite a bit, as it turns out.
Huh?
Quite a bit, as it turns out.
Oh, you're writing a book on football?
Me and about a dozen other guys, yeah.
What about our business deal?
Nothing has happened to it.
Well, I just want you to relax, sit back, because sooner or later I'm going to make you a very rich man.
Awesome. That's great news.
Now,
you and I are going to have our own show. Screw Brian, because you're the real talent of that show.
True.
Okay. And you and I are going to make millions. We're going to have our own show.
Hell of a plan.
So now you're revealing part of the plan here.
Well, yeah, I'm putting it out there. It is my last time on air, so I'm putting it out there.
Now, will you reveal any other details of this secret plan you have with Vince?
I'm not going to give you any more details than that, Brian, because I offered you a chance to be a part of this, and you blew it.
How did I blow it? I gave you some great advice.
Hold on.
If he cares so much about his instructor, why hasn't his instructor been on the air?
Yeah, if you care so much about your jiu-jitsu instructor, Justin, how come you never invited him on the air?
I'm going to have him on the air at some point.
He said he's going to have you on the air.
Sure.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath.
It'll be before Rob comes back.
Yeah. Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to let you know something on a serious note.
Uh-oh.
You and Vinny, you guys are really good friends, and I love you guys. I'm going to miss you.
Well, we're going to miss you, too. Now, Rob, after the 3 years, are you coming back?
I may come back. Yeah, like I told you, Vinny and I are looking to go into business. We're gonna have our own show. Ain't that right, Vinny?
So let me get this straight. You're going to fucking Italy. You're going to live on the beach. And after 4 years, you're planning on coming back for Vince?
3 years. Yeah, I'm planning to make a comeback. Yeah.
Wow.
Just like I'm doing in wrestling, I'm going to make a comeback. I told you I got a big idea, and you know about the book I pitched to you. And you said that was a good idea, right?
I did think that was a good idea.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't want to write it.
Yeah, the K9 one. Yeah, I told him about that. Yeah, I told him that. Rich is here because I told him about that too because he's a writer as well.
Really?
And he said that was a damn good idea, and I told him I pitched it to you, and you said because I know you wrote that book, and I read a little bit about it. I'm not very impressed, but I'm gonna go ahead and write that book like I said. But on the radio career, Vinny and I are going to get our own show, And if you like, we can offer you a job, too, because we're going to need someone to clean the office and stuff like that.
Now, hold on. You read a little about my book, and you were not impressed?
I read the excerpts, a little bit of the excerpts on it.
What excerpts? There are no excerpts
on Amazon
in the book.
or one of them websites.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't find it in the store, could I, Rich? I went to the store. Which one did we go to?
The Borders.
Borders. I couldn't find it, Brian. You said it would be there.
Well, it's probably sold out because so many people. It's
sold out. Oh, that's
it's a hot commodity.
It's a good. Look, I need some extra paper for my cat's litter box.
Never heard that one before.
Huh?
Never heard that one before. You've been hanging out with Buddy Wayne?
Buddy Wayne, what happened to him?
No, you've been. That's the one I used to hear about my newsletter, about like every week for 4 years. He always forgot he told that joke.
He always forgot he what?
He always forgot he told that joke, and he kept telling it to me repeatedly for like 4 years. It was
told
always
that joke.
It was
That's
always
my
new
joke.
to him.
That's my joke.
Bullshit. Now, how come you didn't take the plunge and start training with Buddy when you had the opportunity?
Well, because I was training jiu-jitsu and I'm training wrestling because I want to really go to this tournament and put on a good showing and I just didn't have the time, Brian, with everything, to be honest with you. That's a regret I have here, honestly. I really wanted to go in there. I really enjoyed when Buddy Wayne invited me over there to watch you guys. I really did enjoy it, and like I said, it was the time I went to watch you wrestle. I mean, you did a really good job, jumping off the ropes and everything like that. So
jumping off them ropes, yeah. Yeah. Now
like I said, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed when you brought me out there to watch it. And a lot of people out there don't know. They think it's easy. They watch it on TV. But I see, I watched it, you guys train and stuff, and it's not bullshit. It's the real deal. You can get hurt very easily, just as easily doing that as you can doing wrestling, amateur wrestling, or doing jiu-jitsu. You can get hurt just as easy. So
actually, I've been hurt far more doing pro wrestling.
I know you've been hurt. I know.
Far more in pro wrestling.
So
now, you know who I ran into when I was in Vegas when you couldn't get into my house?
When you went to Vegas and I couldn't get in your house.
Yeah, you know who I saw down there?
Who?
Your buddy, the Junior Horseman.
Oh, you saw him? Yeah, that's one of my big fans.
Your fans, you say?
Yeah, he's the one that when I saw it too late, he goes, "When are you coming on the radio again, Rob?" Because you're the whole show.
This is what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Wow, I didn't hear that story when I ran into him.
Well, he doesn't want to tell you because he doesn't want to make you feel bad.
I see. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't want to tell you that. I mean, you tell me you're going to put me on this week. You tell me you're going to put me on that week. I know what's going on, Brian. I'm not stupid. When you put me on, your ratings go high, right?
Yeah, our ratings here on this website.
But then you get jealous because I'm going to take over the show. So when you do that, all of a sudden your ratings go in the toilet again. Now you call Rob back again to put you over.
I don't let anyone take over this show.
No, I know. Exactly. And Vinny's the real talent.
Yeah.
Vinny, you're the real talent, brother. I love you.
Word.
You know what Rob says when you're not around?
What do I say? Go ahead. What do I say?
He goes, "I should be replacing Vinny. I'm so much better than that guy."
Who said that? I never said that.
That's what he says all the time, Vince.
I find that impossible.
He talks about you behind your back.
Him?
I know what Rob tells me. I know that I trust Rob.
Exactly. You trust me. My word is my bond. You know that.
He's old country.
You know my one regret before you left, Rob? My one regret is that I never got a chance to see you stretch Vinny.
Not mine.
Well, Vinny was supposed to come out and do jiu-jitsu, but he never did.
Yeah, you know why? Because you stretched me.
I did stretch him one time in your house, didn't I?
Did you?
I think I put him in a leg scissors, didn't I? Did I do that Vinny one time?
We were talking about the pro wrestling head
scissors, crooked head scissors, yeah.
Where you guys got you in headlocks, you put him in head scissors, and Rob explained that's a real hold, and I said bullshit. And so he put me in head scissors, and I tapped out.
Yeah, I told you it's a real hold, yeah.
See, that would have been fun, Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Tony goes to jiu-jitsu all the time, and Rob stretches him. He's all right.
Yeah, I know.
Except
that's what I told you, Vinny. Well, Vinny lives too far now, but when he didn't, I mean, he could have came down there and...
We'd have got you a deal.
Yeah, we would have got you a deal.
Especially when Justin gets drunk, he throws out all kinds of deals.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to Dave about a deal.
Yeah, don't talk to Justin. He'll give you all the deals, but then when you show up, he's sober, and he's not the guy in charge, and things go wrong.
I see.
All right, Rob.
And then wait, what about
this
wrestling match where you wrestled a guy, a jabroni, to a draw in Vegas? You go all the way out to Vegas to wrestle a draw?
Well, Rob, I watched that at ringside. That was a very charitable draw. Brian lost that 30-27.
Yeah, sure. But I was outweighed by 25 pounds, so it's a very charitable
now he's
draw.
Talking about he was outweighed by the guy and all this stuff. Give me a break.
It was like Miguel Torres and Anderson Silva here with this long-ass legs.
Brian, I think you wrestled 9 minutes. I don't think you were ever on offense.
Yeah, and that's what Tony told me. Tony said all you wanted, you were just surviving out there. You didn't do anything offensive.
You did do a lot of hugging.
Yeah, you just went out there and laid down on your back.
A lot of hanging on for dear life.
And you really embarrassed me, Brian, because I was training you.
Now, why don't you
and then you would skip out of my class early, and I knew it would come back to bite you in the ass, and it did. You wrestled a jabroni to a draw in Vegas.
Why don't you ask Justin the whole career of Helio Gracie and his philosophy of jiu-jitsu?
Okay. Now he's trying to compare himself to the career of Helio Gracie.
That's right. We need a new Helio because the old one died.
Come on.
Oh, listen to this in the background.
What have you been drinking, Justin says?
Listen to this guy in the background.
You can't do that. That's blasphemy.
All right, shut up. Now, before we let you go,
okay,
you have any final words for all of your loyal listeners, your huge fan base?
Hey, to all my fans, I love you. And I'm gonna be calling into the show from over in Italy. I'm gonna be the international correspondent. So don't worry. I know you're going to get bored with Brian listening to him jabber on and on. But I'm going to call in from time to time and bump the ratings back up. Because you need me on this show, Brian. You know that.
Well, we do need you on the show.
Give Vinny a raise, for God's sake.
I just gave Vinny a raise like 2 months ago.
What, $50?
It's slightly more, but close.
What the hell is he going to get with $50?
There's plenty of things you can get for $50 if you save your fucking money.
Well, anyway, other than that, I love my fans, and I love you two guys too, man. You guys are good friends, on the real, and I love you guys. It was a pleasure knowing you, and I want you to take care of yourselves. And I will be in contact, and I will try to make my way back here, and I'm going to keep you informed about my tournament up there, okay, up in the AAUs and how I do and everything. All right, I love you guys.
We love you too, and make sure you keep us updated.
Okay, brother.
All right, we'll talk to you after a while.
All right.
Okay, bye. What a blowhard.
Every caller needs their own laugh track, their own peanut gallery, their own backup gang. You know what I was like? That was like the when you get the old gang of heels, like it'd be Cornette, the Midnight Express, and like Big Bubba, and one of them would say some stupid joke, and they would all cackle and howl.
That's exactly what that was right there.
That's
exactly
what
what that was.
Yes.
He had his own heel menagerie in the background.
He did. Are you texting him right now?
No.
Oh,
Jesus. So there you go, everybody. Rob's leaving. We won't hear him again for a while. He's been planning this for so long. He should be happy that I waited till almost a day he left because he had so much more material.
Indeed. I can talk about it off the air.
A charitable draw. Give me a break. I more than held my own in that fucking fight.
Yeah, you also held him close to your chest so he couldn't do anything.
That's what you do. I was facing a larger man. I was there to survive. Let me tell you, I know I mentioned this before. I went in that thing expecting to be tapped in 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? 10 fucking seconds. I expected this thing to be over. I lasted three-minute rounds.
That's true.
I am proud of that accomplishment.
That's a fine moral victory.
Yes, it is a moral victory. If I faced a guy...
In reality, he still out-wrestled you.
What was that?
In reality, he still out-wrestled you.
He did. It was 30-27. I readily admit that.
That's not... Then if you readily admit that it's 30-27, then you have to say that a draw is charitable.
Well, yes, in a way. But at the same time, being outweighed by that much weight, I mean, technically, I won't even get into this, but I was fine with my performance. I was proud of my performance. I didn't.
No one's saying you shouldn't be.
That's right. I did not.
Just saying it wasn't really a draw.
Well, it was really a draw, yes. Per the rules. Per the rules, it was a draw. I didn't even come up with this. Peach Machine was the one that said it should be a draw.
That was very nice of him. There were no official judges named.
That was right.
All I know is everyone around me, at the end of the second round, when he had you in that hammerlock thing, we all looked at each other and said, well, Peach just won.
Well, he didn't, though. That's what rounds are for.
I see.
We had, remember when, what was that fight? Was it Nogueira and Krokop? Here I am comparing myself to Krokop and Nogueira now. Where, there was an arm bar or something like that at the end of the second round, and if it had gone a little bit longer, it would have been curtains, but the round ended. Mm-hmm. That's just the rules of the game. That's why there's rounds. I heard the 10 seconds, and I thought I can last this 10 seconds, no problem. And I did! So... per the rules, I did fine. Don't listen to that fucking Rob anyway. What does he know? You want to know why I skipped out of his wrestling practice early? So I can come back and do this fucking show for you people.
He does have a tendency to leave out the inconvenient details.
Of course Rob has a tendency to leave out the unimportant details. You know what Rob is? Rob is a worker to the core.
That's undoubtedly true.
Rob is such a fucking worker. I didn't even ask him about his roller derby wife, for Christ's sake. Next time Rob's on the show, we'll discuss this, the fact of what a worker he is. He was born and bred for professional wrestling, and he ended up in the real shit, which is a tragedy. A tragedy! I wanted to break him into wrestling. He would have been the king of Tulalip. All right,
wow, and he turned that down.
You start in Tulalip and you work your way up. All right, I got to play a song because I am sweating like a son of a bitch right now. So here we go. Wrong button. Calling me boring.
That's the second best Great Khali duet I've heard in the past couple of days.
God, I'm sweating. It's 80 degrees here, everybody.
Did it get really hot in the last, 2 hours?
In the last 2 hours? It got really hot in the last 15 minutes when I listened to Rob ranting and raving. I can't believe he just brought a posse. He brought a posse. He got them all together. He knew I was calling at this time. So I'm sure he went up to everybody and said, hey, let's go out for one last drink at 10:30. And then he liquored them all up and he had his stand-up routine ready. Trying to embarrass me.
And he succeeded.
Oh, well, he's gone now. Rob doesn't mention the time that we were grappling and I Kimura'd him. Ha-ha!
I don't recall
Didn't
him
mention that one right there.
That one got left out.
Yeah, larger man. Anyway, what the hell were we talking about here? What are we supposed to be talking about on this show?
In theory, 2 pro wrestling shows.
As good as those shows were, I don't care. I got more to say and I got more to do. Luckily, it's not about Rob. I'm blocking him out of my mind until he loses in the AAUs. I shouldn't say that.
Wow. That's a terrible thing to say about your friend.
He just riled me up here. I hope Rob does well in the AAUs, because then I can say that my wrestling trainer for a while was an All-American. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm going to play another song here very quickly and catch my breath, and then I'm going to tell everyone a tale.